Yes, good afternoon, children. So, hi. Can you see me? Can you see the screen? And can you hear my voice? Can we see some response? Am I visible to you? And I have the screen in front of me and I can read your messages. If there is any trouble in the voice, you can respond and tell me. I know there is a lag, but you can keep messaging. I can read your message. I'm just waiting for your response to confirm if you can hear my voice. So we have 20 people now. Hello, it's clear. Fantastic, fantastic. Road to billions, Apurva. Okay. I am audible. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raj. I have been teaching for CAT, Quant, and DILR for almost 24 years now. I started teaching in 2000. I suppose the year when some of you were born or not born yet. So I started teaching in 2000, October. Since then, I have also appeared in CAT. I have appeared CAT 16 times, not every year. Especially the times when the patterns, new patterns came in, those were the years that I appeared. I started, the first time I appeared in 2002. Okay, so do you have live lecture in paid course? Read all individual doubts and go to the depth of. Yes, Gaurav, I make sure that I go through every doubt. And if anything missed, I miss anything, I go through that again after the session ends. Beneficial for beginners? Yes, it should be. The beneficial thing depends more on the intent with which you attend the class. Always remember that. Okay, when you wish to do something, you find a way to do it. And when you don't wish, you find bahana or excuses to not to do it. Hai na? Chalo, anyway, so today we are, I also scored 100 percentile in quant 6 times, ZAT 2 times in 99.99 percentile, and in DI also, likha nahi hai. But I'll just share, in DI also I've scored 99.76 percentile. This was the highest. And other than that, almost 10 times more than 99 percentile. Okay, so today's session that we have, अच्छा ये बताने के पीछे बहुत कुछ, it's not about arrogance, it's about to make sure that you have that confidence why I am capable of talking about this, right? As simple as that, okay? Right, so we'll talk about DILR section today, okay? Why DILR? Perhaps one thing that we all have noticed in our preparation and from others also, there is a lot of discussion about QA, quantitative ability. There's a lot of discussion about VARC and very less discussion about DILR, right? There are a couple of reasons for that. Not a lot of people are capable of talking about it. One very blunt reason that we have is not a lot of people are capable of talking about it, because to talk about it, you need to know it in great details, in depth, with the logic, with the intent, okay, the attitude towards the topic, everything is important. The first and foremost thing about DILR section is that the time required to prepare this is almost 1/2 as compared to quant. I repeat, DILR prepare करने के लिए जितना time चाहिए वो quant के मुकाबले आधा होता है. So for example, if you spend 100 hours on quant in your entire preparation, this is just an example, you need more. But just for example, if you spend 100 hours in quant, you can prepare DILR up to the same level of efficiency, up to the same level of expectation of score in around 50 hours. Are you with me on this? Can I see some responses? Do you understand this? मेरा बताने का मतलब ये है कि आप आधे एफर्ट से, as far as time is concerned, आधे एफर्ट से सेम लेवल तक पहुंच सकते हो जितना आप क्वांट में स्कोर कर सकते हो. The advantage in quant is there are chapters. Within chapters there are topics. Within topics there are levels, medium, easy, difficult, and so on. In DILR what happens is there is no defined topic. है ना? तो कई बार ऐसा तकलीफ होती है कि शुरू कहाँ से करें. Perhaps the biggest question or the most number of times the question that has been asked to me, how to start in DILR. My response to that is, chalo, so now we'll talk about that one by one. If I'm going fast, if my voice is not clear, you can always respond. I'll be able to see that. I have the screen in front of me. Okay. The first thing is, make sure that you read properly. And when I say read, the reading that you do for VARC is going to be tremendously helpful for LRDI also. You know, especially in questions of LR, there are long questions. You know, there's a lot of language involved. Long language, long passage. Okay. So you have to read everything really carefully. Make sure that you have that. हिंदी में एक शब्द होता है ठहराव. चलो अंग्रेजी में फिलहाल के लिए I'll use the word patience. The first thing and the foremost thing that you need is the patience. Okay. Almost all questions of LR, almost all questions of LR have a lot of material to read. You know, एक description, एक शब्द. CAT is such a beautiful exam. CAT के अंदर हर चीज, everything is well explained. If they use a term that is from business segment या commerce, उस term को वहाँ define करते हैं. You know, for example, BOT, so balance of trade, they will define it as the difference of export and import amount. They don't expect that everybody would know that. ठीक है? If they use, let's say, gravitational force, they'll define it and they will tell you how much it is going to be used in that particular question. So believe in that thing, that if there is anything extra which is out of scope of your study of 10th, 12th graduation, it will be there in the question. So पहले तो आप ये दिमाग से निकालो कि जो चीज़ें आपने नहीं पढ़ी है उसमें से पूछेंगे, ये दिमाग से निकाल दो, because that is not going to happen. Then the exam will not make any sense. ठीक है? बहुत clearly. दोबारा बोल देता है इस बात को. They are not going to ask anything that you haven't studied, and if they are going to ask, they will tell you the definition of it and the usage of that item in that particular set, in that particular question. Are we clear? Are we together in this? There is a gap of 10-20 seconds, इसलिए मैं देखना चाहूँगा responses और एक एक करके फिर आगे बढ़ूँगा. Yes. How do you feel till now? You can keep putting your messages. I'll be able to read it. और मैं इंक्लूड भी करता जाऊंगा wherever necessary. अभी तक की बात पहुंची आप लोगों के पास? जो भी कुछ मैंने अभी तक बोला, are you guys on the same page, on the same frequency? Why is it so much of delay? हाँ जी सर, all clear. Okay, ठीक है. Now, what do I mean by reading and what after reading? Once you have read it, read the set very carefully, then identify, the next important thing would be to identify the starter information. This is one very important thing, starter information. अब starter information क्या होता है? Generally we say keywords. Now this is slightly difficult to understand without the example. So in the next slide I have examples and I explain that. Okay. Before that, just take a look at this slide. You have different types of data interpretation questions which are based on tables, lines and bar graphs, pie chart, quant-based DI, cubes, linear arrangement, circular arrangement, Venn diagram, distribution, selection, binary, games, network, and other things also. ठीक है? As I said, there is no defined chapter. Maths में होता है ना, numbers, algebra, geometry, there is a clear definition. इसमें definition उस तरह से नहीं होगा, but मोटा मोटा, by and large, what we say in English, by and large, these are the different areas. And then there are different levels of questions. You know, Venn diagram is a topic that is in quant also and DILR also. ठीक है ना? Right? You'll say this data interpretation in tables, lines and bar graphs, pie chart, quant-based DI, all this is primarily based on arithmetic. Now, who has not studied arithmetic? मतलब अगर कोई बोले कि मैं arithmetic नहीं पढ़ा है मैंने, ठीक है, agreed, arithmetic, there are some parts which are more difficult than others, like time, speed, distance, time and work. But what about percentages, profit loss, simple interest, compound interest? ये तो बचपन से पढ़ते आ रहे होंगे ना? Is there anyone who has not done 10th? कोई ऐसा है जिसने 10th पास नहीं किया? So if you have done 10th, you would have done these topics, studied these topics with a lot of emotions. Remember? बच्चे ज़्यादा अच्छे होते हैं, बच्चे ज़्यादा अच्छे से पढ़ाई करते हैं. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, you have studied all these topics. Believe in them, revise them. So पहला starting point जो है वो ये रहेगा. I'm going to remove all this. The first starting point that I'm going to do is, listen very carefully. I'm going to write the requirements of DI here and the requirements of LR here. Okay. For DI, start with your 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay. and the chapters of percentages, profit loss, ratios. रेशियो ज़्यादा सीरियसली ध्यान से करना, परसेंटेजेस आई मीन सभी सीरियसली करना यार, रिवीजन ही होगा एक तरीके से आपके लिए. सो रिवाइज दीज थिंग्स इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट DI. व्हेन आई से स्टार्ट इट एब्सोल्युटली मीन्स जीरो स्टार्ट फ्रॉम जीरो वाला. ठीक है, रिवाइज दीज थिंग्स 7th 8th 9th परसेंटेजेस, प्रॉफिट लॉस, रेशियो, सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट, ये 4 चैप्टर्स. ठीक है, व्हेन आई से रिवाइज, अनदर थिंग, डोंट गो इनटू द थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चंस. Don't go into theoretical questions of these topics. Theoretical चीजों में नहीं जाना, theory रिवाइज करना और questions solve करना. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन जिसमें नंबर दिया है, सपोज अमाउंट इज गिवन, परसेंटेज इज गिवन, फाइंड सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, फाइंड कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट, इस तरह के क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हाफ ईयरली, क्वार्टरली, उस तरह की चीजें. प्रॉफिट लॉस में वेट ऊपर नीचे कर दिया या वेट में कुछ चीटिंग कर दिया, मार्कअप, डिस्काउंट, लुक एट दोज वर्ड्स and try to understand them. ठीक है, ratios में ratio, proportionality is one of the biggest tools used everywhere. Not only in arithmetic, it is also used in geometry, it is also used in numbers sometimes and other areas. Simple interest, compound interest, there are direct rules. For example, अगर मेरे पास 20% rate है, 20% rate if it is there, I know how to calculate simple interest. 2 years का 40, 3 years का 60, 4 years का 80. That is very easy. What about compound interest? Can I just try to learn the shorter way of doing this? 2 year 44%. डायरेक्टली याद करने में क्या परेशानी है? 72.8% क्या परेशानी है? एक बार में होगा? नहीं, शायद 2 बार करना पड़ेगा, 5-5 मिनट. If I do that, I'll be able to use this 20% rate. 2 years compound interest 44%, 3 years compound interest 72.8%. Once for all, एक बार कर दिया, it is done. Okay, whether you use a formula for this or you use successive change for this, how would I know that? Once you do it here, then एक बार ये clear हो गया. And 20% is one rate that is used so many times in so many places. ठीक है, so you create your own shortcuts. Right, so this is what the first thing that you need to do. You know, the answer to the question that how to start preparation of DI, first thing is 7th 8th 9th का percentage, profit loss ratio, SICI पूरा रिवाइज करना है without any discount, without any other excuse or anything. And this has to be other than your study time. रात को बैठ के 1 घंटा करो, 5-6 दिन में पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा. If you really do it with a proper intent कि आज मैं खत्म करके सोऊंगा, that वाला intent है ना. उसके बाद चलो और आगे देखते हैं. कैलकुलेशंस, कैलकुलेशन के लिए अभी के लिए एज फॉर नाउ टेबल्स याद करो. टेबल्स अप टू 20. कौन से वाले? जो नहीं याद है. 20 तक के टेबल में जो नहीं याद है उनको याद करो. द टेबल्स दैट यू ऑलरेडी रिमेंबर, लाइक 2, 5, 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, है ना. यू डोंट नीड टू मेमोराइज देम, राइट. वो तो सब याद होगा. सो द वंस दैट यू डोंट रिमेंबर, like 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, hardly 6 or 7 tables. So out of 20 tables, perhaps only 6 or 7 tables that you need to work upon. Identify that, work on them. Now, suppose in case somebody has having a trouble with table of 8 or 9, you know, ठीक है, शर्माओ मत, उसको छुपाओ मत. Work really hard on that 8 का table, 9 का table and so on. Go on up to 20 somehow. ठीक है. Those who are weak and have the ambition, they will need to work harder. ये बात समझने की कोशिश करो. Are you getting my point? Can I see some responses on this? There is nothing wrong in dreaming the bigger or chasing the bigger target. The question is, how much is the effort towards the target? Is it in the same proportion? If you cannot expect the target to be very big and the effort to be smaller. It has to be in the same proportion. When I say same proportion, what does that mean? Not doing anything else other than the work related to the target. That's what I mean. दोबारा बोल देता हूँ, हिंदी में बोलता हूँ. अगर आपने कोई बड़ा टारगेट लिया है तो सामने जो एफर्ट कर रहे हो वो उस लेवल का होना चाहिए, उस साइज का नहीं. इंटेंसिटी उसी लेवल की होनी चाहिए कि अगर आज मेरे पास सारा कॉलेज का काम करने के बाद एंड बाकी सारी चीज़ें करने के बाद 1 घंटा है तो मैं पूरा 1 घंटा इस पे लगाऊंगा, ना कि फेसबुक पे इंस्टाग्राम पे रील देखूंगा, ना कि फिल्म देखने जाऊंगा दोस्तों के साथ या कोई और काम करूंगा. कैन यू डू दैट? ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. यू नो, अगर खाली ये वाला टाइम निकाल देना तो आपका ये टेबल्स वगैरह का कैलकुलेशन का सारा ट्रबल जिंदगी का सब खत्म हो जाएगा. एब्सोल्युटली कंप्लीटली ओवर. You know, then there is another thing that comes, reciprocals. This is another issue that a lot of people face. The agenda should be to remember up to 1/30. 1 से लेके 1/30 you should memorize. So when I say 1/5, 20%, 1/4, 25%, 1/10 याद करने की जरूरत है क्या? Okay, 1/15, 6.66%, and so on and so forth. Once what you have to do, चलो उसका भी एक तरीका बताता हूँ. Divide them into groups. कोई भी बड़ा काम छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में किया जा सकता है. एक बार में शायद पहाड़ भी नहीं टूटेगा. You know, today only somebody was talking about Dashrath Manji. Have you heard about it? ये पहाड़ है, तोड़ना है. बंदे ने तोड़ दिया कुछ कई सालों में. I don't know how many years, but he broke a mountain, but the time taken was years. Right? ये साल लगे, ये बात समझना बड़ा जरूरी है. Now, आपके केस में क्या है? पहाड़ नहीं तोड़ना है. उस इंसिडेंट से, दशरथ माझी वाले इंसिडेंट से इंस्पिरेशन लेना है एंड अपने टारगेट को छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स में बांटना है, छोटे छोटे टारगेट्स में बांटना है. सो अप टू 1/30 व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू कैन डिवाइड इनटू ग्रुप्स. से फॉर एग्जांपल 1/15, 1/16. Can I remember them together? 1/15 is 6.66% and 1/16 is 6.25%. ये दो एक साथ याद कर सकते हैं क्या? I'll just show you another thing. 1/19 is 5.26%. 1/20 is 5%. And 1/21 is 4.76%. Can you see? 5 से जितना नीचे, 5 से उतना ही ऊपर. ऐसे ट्रिपलेट्स बना के याद कर सकते हैं क्या? ऐसे पेयर्स बना के याद कर सकते हैं क्या? Not very difficult once I start doing with pen and paper with my own hand. ये एक और बात है. Do not rely everything related to this on what you see. Rely more on the work that you do with your own hand. ये एक बहुत ज्यादा क्रूशियल बात है. In the exam, and do not hesitate in using pen and paper. ये मैं बड़ा देखता हूँ, बड़े सारे लोग चिल्ला चिल्ला के बोलते हैं, you know, I'll teach you maths without pencil. नहीं करना है. विदाउट पेंसिल क्यों करना है? अगर ऐसा करना होता तो कैट वाले एग्जाम में जाने के बाद हमको इतनी मोटी बुक, नोटबुक, राइटिंग पैड और 2 पेन क्यों देते लिखने के लिए? अगर उसकी आवश्यकता होती, if that was needed, why would they give that in CAT paper? नहीं देते ना वो भी. पहला क्राइटेरिया वही हो जाता कि जो बिना बुक्स के, बिना पेंसिल के करेगा उसको 10 मार्क एक्स्ट्रा. Does that happen? Yes? Can we see some response on this? Take a deep breath. Focus on your own abilities, use them. Paper is allowed, so till the day it is allowed, use paper. Pen is allowed, so use pen. ये फालतू के नौटंकियों में नहीं पढ़ना है. Because exam में you will be able to solve those questions in which you use pen, paper, brain, all of them in sync. If you don't, you won't be able to solve them. Are you getting my point? ठीक है? चलो ऐसे, अच्छा ये this is just for a few things. Like the way I talked about tables, reciprocals, revision. There are a couple of more things slowly, one by one. पहले यहाँ से start करो. So answer to the question that how do I start data interpretation preparation, I have done that in clear manner. 4 चीजें बोली है मैंने. Tables, reciprocals, 7 and 9 का revision and use of pen and paper in full swing, in full force, without any hesitation, without anything else. ठीक है? Okay, now let's talk about LR. थोड़ा सा LR के बारे में बात करते हैं. I'm going to remove all this. Okay, this video is going to be available on YouTube. You can watch it as many times as you want, as you like. LR के बारे में थोड़ा individually इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. Okay, start with one thing is reading. Let's say I'll tell you 2 pages of an English magazine. ओके अब ये कुछ भी हो सकता है. कोई भी मैगजीन ले लो, उसका किसी चीज से लेना देना हो या नहीं हो, forget about it. You just take and read 2 pages of that with patience in slow pace. ओके बहुत ध्यान से, and try to identify the keywords. और कुछ मत करो, उसके आगे कुछ नहीं करना. अगले दिन कोई और 2 पेज पढ़ लो बस. ठीक है? उसके बाद टेक एनी चिल्ड्रन, बच्चों वाला. ना व्हेन आई से चिल्ड्रन मींस 9th 10th के जो बच्चे इस्तेमाल करते हैं, 9th 10th स्टैंडर्ड. एनी पजल बुक, एनी पजल ब्रेन टीजर बुक, उसको ले लो और उसको सॉल्व करना शुरू करो. लाइक शकुंतला देवी, जॉर्ज समर्स, इस तरह के होते हैं. यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर. शकुंतला देवी, जॉर्ज समर्स, इनसे शुरू करो. ये बहुत बेसिक चीज है. You know, those who, I don't know how many of you remember when we were kids, I'm not sure whether it happens now or not. In newspaper, there used to be quiz every day. right? Or in magazines or in बच्चों वाली किताबें जो होती थी उसमें भी होते थे. So perhaps we started from there. I don't know whether it is available now or not, but you can start with Shakuntala Devi, Joy Summers. Start with very basic questions there. Reasoning का questions वहाँ पे करना शुरू करें. Business any 2 pages बच्चा, any 2 pages, just read it. That's it. Okay. उसके बाद any good set of material, जैसे iQuanta की books अगर आपके पास है, then you start with the chapters that you have. The chapter wise the things are given. उसमें भी सबसे पहले you start with the logical reasoning part, जिसके अंदर logical reasoning, जिसके अंदर the best would be puzzles. After puzzles you go to linear arrangement. ये order बता रहा हूँ, linear arrangement. Then circular arrangement. ठीक है? Now, and उसके बाद फिर बाकी सारे, then it doesn't matter. Initially start with puzzles, linear arrangement, because these are easier to understand, less effort and more wider learning. Now here also, do not get into very difficult problems immediately. There is another thing that you have to remember. For each of these topics, you need to do around 60 sets. ठीक है? 60 sets in all. But उस 60 में से आप पूरा 60 set एक बार में नहीं करेंगे. पूरा 60 सेट एक बार में नहीं करेंगे. You must do 15 sets into 4 sittings. So for example, first day 15 sets, then leave it for 3-4 days or a week. Let it settle in your mind. Then next level, let's say पहले सबसे पहले easy किया, then medium difficulty level 15 sets, then difficult set, and then very difficult set. So this is how you have to proceed. So 15 sets in one sitting for any topic. So suppose you have done 15 sets of puzzles, go to linear arrangement, go 15 sets there, go to next one, 15 sets there, and so on. So one by one, level wise you have to go. एक बार में सारा कंप्लीट करने की कोशिश नहीं करना. ये नहीं सोचना कि अगर मैं पजल्स के 100 एग्जांपल कर दूं तो मैं उसका एक्सपर्ट एक ही दिन में बन जाऊंगा. प्लीज डोंट डू दैट. दैट इज नॉट यूजफुल. It has to, the process of solving puzzles has to settle in your brain and should be usable at a later point in time. ठीक है? I'll take, as I said in the beginning, we'll take examples of LR, we'll take 2 examples of LR and 2 examples of DI, and we'll see how we use all these logics there. Are you ready? Do you have pen and paper with you? Please respond and tell me. Do you have pen, paper? If you don't, then get it first. Get it first, sit properly, professionally the way you sit in a class, and see whether you can do it or not. I'm taking you to the first LR set of the day. Okay, this is the first set that you have in front of you. This is inspired by some of the CAT exam questions and the questions that have appeared in other places. You respond in the message and tell me whether you can read the entire question or not. Okay, good. Can you see the last line, last sentence? Can you see the last sentence? Let me see the screen. Yes, I think so. I think yes, you can read the screen. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to solve it, okay? But before I solve, or before I show it to you what to look for, how to start, where to start, what are the important things to identify, what are the keywords, before I do that, I want you to go through this, okay? So take a few minutes, couple of minutes, and start solving. How much time do you want? चलो, इस एक सेट के लिए कितना टाइम चाहिए आपको? I'll explain in great detail because I will not only cover this question, I'll also cover the larger picture of the process. ठीक है ना? But उससे पहले आप एक बार attempt करें इसको. Do not try it like you are doing it for an exam or a prize. Do it the way you would like to explore it. ठीक है? All right, so I'll give you 5 minutes for this, okay? 5 minutes, very slowly, comfortably, read carefully. Yep. Do not hurry up, neither while reading nor while solving. हड़बड़ी नहीं करना. Okay. Yes, it is. No problem, Rizwan. As I said, I'll repeat that. I want you to read every word of the set of the question that you see on the screen. And you need to read it as you study for your 10th standard, 12th standard, graduation, that ways. That is the one primary condition. You cannot read it as if you are reading a storybook. Focus on every word, every sentence. Just read it from beginning to end, one by one. Okay. What we are doing is we are trying to see how the questions are asked. As simple as that. I had a choice of taking a very easy question just to make you happy. But I've taken a good level question of CAT, and I want to show you that the question is actually very easy. It's just that it looks very difficult. Okay? So if some of you are not able to do this question, obviously that doesn't matter. Why? Because you're starting your preparation now. Perhaps for some of you it would be the first time that you're seeing a CAT level question. है ना? इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि उसके लिए स्टेप्स क्या लेने हैं वो आज हम समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. So we have 2 more minutes, then I will start discussion on this, how to break it in parts, how to analyze each part. वो 2 मिनट बाद हम शुरू करेंगे. Just respond once and tell me if we are connected. At least some of you should type a message. I want some of you to type a message. And Okay, so I can see a message from Verma, P. Verma. Yes, we'll start now. Okay, great. Great, I get it. Thank you, Preeti, Khushi, Aman. Got it. About Chirag, there is no information. Okay? Read the second part of first statement. Prabhat, read the second part of the first statement. No two friends are enjoying same number of same type of rides. So if I have completed some part of it, if I have completed some part of resolution of data, the remaining will go to the last person about whom no information is mentioned. है ना? So from there you will get Chirag's information also. This is simple arrangement, not even complicated arrangement, it is simple arrangement. Rutu, it is simple arrangement. All right, chalo, let's start with this. You see, the first thing that I always talk about is the attitude towards the question. Deep breath and slow reading. Okay, now we are talk about content. So obviously now those who are going to watch will be, I will assume that they are serious people towards their preparation. ठीक है, मेरे बोलने का तरीका बदल जाएगा when I'll talk about the question now. है कि नहीं? Let's see. What does it say? There are 4 friends. Anand, Bansal, Chirag, Divya. Names are not important. 4 friends important. They are enjoying 2 types of something. Something, name given, water, dry, whatever. The number of water rides, okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Not necessarily in that order. So we don't know who does 2 rides, who does 4 rides, who does 6 rides, who does 8 rides. Who does similar number of rides, who does different number of rides. We don't know all that. Right now, we are just grasping the information and let it settle in our minds. This is how you have to go through the question. ऐसे नहीं पढ़ना है. Okay? Question को that must have looked funny on screen. But yeah, questions को वैसे नहीं पढ़ना है जो मैंने अभी किया. Okay? Right? Very comfortably, coolly, one by one. Try to assimilate all the information. Dry rides are 2, 4, 6, 8. Not necessarily in that order. Perfect. Very good. Now there are certain conditions given. This is the general pattern of asking puzzles. Okay? No friend is enjoying the same number of water rides and dry rides. मतलब अगर मैं आनंद का water ride and dry ride लिखता हूँ तो same number like 4, 4 नहीं आएगा. Okay? This is the first time that I am going to use a primary word of LR question, that is elimination. Are you with me? Elimination is the most primary logic of solving puzzles. कि कौन सा वाला वहाँ पे apply नहीं करेंगे, कौन सा वाला combination useful नहीं होगा. What combination is not correct there? Are we together on this? 4, 4 not possible. So if I put 6 here, I cannot have 6 here. If I put 8 here, I cannot have 8 here. This is the first and the foremost thing that you need to understand about LR. Okay? Now no need to message. Look at the way I would, it's not prescription, but the way it should be read. Okay? General, by and large, general process of reading a question and then solving it. Okay? आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next one. The next it says, no two friends are enjoying same number of same type of rides. Wow. What does it tell us? Because of this statement, out of 4, now I need information about only 3. Do you realize this? Prabhat was asking about this, or some of you were asking about this. कि एक बंदे के बारे में कोई information नहीं दिया. नहीं चाहिए ना? If I know about 3 of them, the 4th one will automatically be known. Do you understand that? Can you Thumbs up. Can you like the session to confirm that you understand this part? By giving this, lot of elimination possibilities will get into the picture. कि अगर कहीं पे 4 इस्तेमाल हो गया तो उस वाले में किसी और बंदे के पास 4 नहीं आएगा. Also, if I have information about 3, the 4th one will be automatically filled. ठीक है? चलो और आगे बढ़ते हैं. The sum of the number rights enjoyed by Anand 10, Divya 10. Now this kind of information are called definitive information. Note करते जाना. Definitive information क्या करता है? It gives you a way to start. A way to start. It gives you definite cases. ये एलिमिनेशन का ऑपोजिट हो गया ना, ये फिक्स्ड हो गया कि इतना तो होगा, यही होगा, 10 ही होगा. So how do I get two numbers which add up to 10? 1 9, 2 8, 3 7, 4 6, 5 5. Now 1 9 cannot be there, it's not there. 3 7 is not there. Okay, 5 5 is not there. So the only possibility will be 2 8 or 4 6. That's what I know from here. Fantastic. Next one. Bansal is enjoying 2 more dry rights than the number of water rights. Okay, this is an information which is called relative information. एक बंदे के एक वैल्यू का बारे में पता चल गया तो दूसरे बंदे का कुछ वैल्यू हमें वहां से हम उसको रिलेट कर पाएंगे. Relative information. Now, relative information, definitive information. What is the fundamental difference? Relative information cannot be used as a start, as a way to start. Very simple to understand. No great logic, no rocket science behind that. If there is some definite thing, I'll put it in the table or chart, whatever I create, and on the basis of that, I'll go on filling the other data. Sum of the number of rights enjoyed by Bansal is not 10. This is an indirect information, तो इसको भी हम किस में इस्तेमाल करेंगे? Elimination में इस्तेमाल करेंगे. ठीक है? Let's see. How do I create the table? So I've read the question from beginning to end. And then just take a look at the question that are asked. Usually this is the pattern of asking questions. That there is a passage, there is a set of information given. On the basis of that, there are 4 or 5 questions. Here, how many ways they can enjoy the rights? So this tells me that there is a possibility that more than one situations, more than one complete combinations are there. That is why this question is there. But it is not necessary. हो सकता है एक ही तरीका हो सकता है एक भी ना हो, या हो सकता है 4 तरीके हो, 5 तरीके हो. We'll see that. What is the sum of number of rights done by Bansal in all possible cases? Okay, ठीक है. If Chirag enjoys 2 water rights, then how many dry rights are done by Anand? Okay, so this is conditional. This question is called conditional. देखो ध्यान से देखते रहो हर चीज को. और ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं है कि एक ही क्वेश्चन में सारी चीजें आ जाएं, है ना? Like in this question, I can see definitive information, relative, elimination, conditional questions, and so on. So, and there are some other things also. So by the time you reach 20, 30 sets, you would be able to cover by and large almost all different types of information, all different types of processes, and so on and so forth. Okay? Don't try to list it down. कभी ऐसा मत करना कि ये list मुझे मिल जाए कहीं से. Because that is not useful. You will not be able to use it without the example in front of you. है ना? I hope that makes sense. उसमें time waste करने से बचा रहा हूँ मैं आपका. Okay. How many rights are enjoyed by Chirag? Type 1 if cannot be determined. Okay. So this is a theta question. Are you aware about type in the answer? उसमें there is a fill in the blank and you have to type. Keyboard will appear there or either the keyboard will be there or the mouse will be there. Whatever is there. So you have to type your answer there. For how many friends the number of water rights is more than the number of dry rights done by them. So basically, if I am able to identify who does 2 rights, who does 4, who does 6, who does 8, I'll be able to answer the question. ठीक है? Now, what I've done is, because I have no space, I have read the information. In the next slide, I have reduced the information. I just kept the important ones. And on the basis of that, we'll create our table. Usually in such set, you create your table or chart. Okay? How do I create the chart? It is dependent on the variables that are involved, based on the variables. What are the variables here? The variables here are people and number of rights. ठीक है? People and number of rights, directly, clearly visible. These are the only 2 variables. अब उसको मैं जैसे मर्जी बनाना चाहूँ बना सकता हूँ. So I'll write A, B, C, D in the first row. And the number of rights, I'll take 2 rows. Why? Because there are water rights and there are dry rights. So this is my table that I'll go on creating. So here I'll remind you that solving LR puzzles always requires two readings. One reading without doing anything. Again, if you wish, you can note down. Actually, you should note down. Two readings, always. First reading के time कुछ लिखना पढ़ना नहीं है. First reading, you just read it completely, so that you have a complete idea, or at least an idea, which information is where. This is very important. Otherwise, there is a lot of back and forth that happens. जो मैंने वो करके दिखाया था, कभी इधर जा रहा है, कभी उधर जा रहा है. That problem will happen. You have to reduce randomness as much as possible, because you can do that. The biggest trouble in DI questions is people get totally engrossed by randomness. That's what we have to try and reduce. आप पूरा उसको खत्म तो नहीं कर सकते कितने भी intelligent हो आप, right? But what you can do is you can reduce. And याद ये रखना है, जो बंदा उसको जितना ज़्यादा reduce कर पाएगा वो उतने accurate answers निकाल पाएगा. बहुत important और simple बात है, ठीक है? And randomness सिर्फ तभी reduce होगी if you have read the first time very slowly and very clearly. Right. Now, how do I put the number? So I start from the first one. No friend is enjoying the same number of water rides and dry rides. No two friends are enjoying the same number. Okay, this is done. This will be used constantly. This will be used every time. Okay. Sum of the number of rides enjoyed by Anand is 10. So here I'll write 10. Here I'll write 10. Okay. Then we have sum of the number of rides enjoyed by Divya is 10. So I'll write 10. Fine. Bansal is enjoying 2 more dry rides than the number of water rides Anand is enjoying. So if I assume Anand water ride as x, then this should be x plus 2. Do you see that? If it is x, it will be x plus 2. Right? Now, the moment I see this, I know that it may have multiple options, multiple possibilities. How come? If I put 2 here, then this will become 4 and this will become 8. Do you see that? If I put 2 here, this will become 8, this will become 4. Okay? Similarly, if I put, let's say, 4 here, then this will be 6, this will be 6. What do you see? Is it possible to have 6 here? Nahi na? अच्छा, so that's how you go on making cases and go on eliminating. तो मैं दोबारा से इसको fill करता हूँ, ध्यान से देखिए. I'll fill it again. Look at it carefully. All right. So first case, if I start putting, and even before that, और आगे बढ़ते हैं. If I put 8 here, then this will become 10. What does that mean? Is it possible to put 8 here? नहीं ना. तो यहाँ पे मैं 8 नहीं डाल सकता, तो उसको मैं पहले eliminate कर सकता हूँ. Can I do this without writing also? Just keep thinking, can we do that without writing? So I'll say we cannot put 8 here. And if we cannot put 8 here, then we cannot put 2 here. Because the sum will not be 10. If I can't put 8 here, can't put 2 here. Okay. 6 also we cannot put here, because if I put 4 also. We cannot put 4 here. If I put 4 here, then this will be 6, this will be 6. How come 6? X plus 2, so 6, and total 10, so 6. Now 6 cannot be the same number. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे 4 भी नहीं आएगा. 4 नहीं आएगा. And that means in this one, we cannot have 6. Now what? What other options do we have? Can I put 6 here? If I put 6 here, then 8 here and 4 here. That is valid. Can I put 2 here? 2 and 8, 10, yes. So I'll make 2 cases immediately. Make a habit that once you have clarified कि और कोई elimination नहीं होगा, then whatever possibilities you have, draw them. Draw them in your notebook without waiting, without any hesitation. So water ride, dry ride. So one thing is very clear that till now we have 2 possibilities for these. So 10 and 10. Here I'll put 2, so 8, and this will be 4. And here I'll put 6, 4 and 8. Are you with me? Are you with me till now? Are you with me till now? Yashashvi, we are just reading the statement and one by one we are making cases. No problem, no problem. We are just making the cases one by one and we have just started. The first thing that we used is the sum is 10. How come I can get sum of two numbers as 10? According to the given possibilities is either 2 plus 8 or 4 plus 6 or 6 plus 4 or 8 plus 2. Right? Out of these two cases we have eliminated. वो मैंने explain किया है ना कि if I put 6 here, this will become 8. If you put 4 here, this will become 6. So eliminated 4 6 वाला. 8 2 आप यहाँ 8 नहीं रख सकते. अगर 8 रखोगे तो 10 हो जाएगा because it is given इससे 2 ज़्यादा है. So two possibilities गया. Very good Rizwan. सबको समझ में आएगा, सबको आएगा. बहुत ध्यान से खाली करना है, patiently करना है. Patience is the key word. All right. Further, let's go ahead. Divya is also 10. Divya is also 10. You see, we have used 8 here, 4 here. So I cannot use 8 here. Remember elimination? I cannot use 2 here. Yeah. Yes, please respond in the message and confirm, do you understand that? I cannot use 8 here and 4 here. I'm sorry, मैंने 2 लिखा ना? मैंने 2 लिखा, उसको clear कर देता हूँ. Listen again, Yashashvi. 8 and 4 are already used here, so I can't use 8 here and 4 here. ठीक है? So 8 and 4 both cannot come. Fine. What does that mean further? What are the other possibilities? If you check the sum 10, 2 plus 8, 4 plus 6, 6 plus 4 and 8 plus 2. So do you see that 2 plus 8 not possible, 6 plus 4 not possible. So we can have either 4 plus 6 or 8 plus 2. Let's put it there. So if I put 4 plus 6, is it fine? कोई problem तो नहीं दिख रहा मुझे यहाँ पे, right? In fact मैं color change करके लिखता हूँ ताकि आपको ये ध्यान रहे कि वो अभी पक्का नहीं है. We are checking. We are checking. I'll just change the color and put it there. ठीक है, ध्यान से देखिए. So I'm checking 4 6. We are checking 4 6. मैं एक बार दोबारा बताता हूँ, ध्यान से देखो. When I say randomness, उसको हटाने के लिए we have these 4 cases. We will check all 4 cases. Right? 2 of them are already gone. We are left with 2 cases. Right now I'm checking one case, that is 4 6. So we have put 4 6 there. If I put 4 here, 6 here, now what will be the number here? चलो, let me wait. कितना भी time लगे मैं भी देखता हूँ कि कितना मुश्किल है ये. रिजवान, यशस्वी, tell me क्या number आएगा उधर? What number should be there? What number should be there? Chalo, others can also respond. What number is going to be here? Okay, so Road to Billion says 2. Abhinav says 2. Okay, I don't know what else would you look for, isn't it? There are only 4 numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 is gone, 4 is gone, 6 is gone. So the number is that is used for one friend cannot be used for the other friend. So it has to be 2. Right. Now what are we left with? We are, for these 2 places, what are we left with? We are left with 6 and 8, and there is an information that says some of the numbers of Bansal. Bansal cannot be 10. Bansal cannot be 10. This cannot be 10. What does that mean? If this cannot be 10, this number cannot be 6. अगर ये 10 नहीं हो सकता तो ये 6 नहीं हो सकता. बचा है 6 और 8. So what does that mean? This is 8 and this is 6. So is it successful? Yes, perfectly successful. Is it successful? Yes. So we have total sum 8 and we have total sum 12. So one possibility is completely done. One possibility is completely done. Any problem, any question, any doubt till now? We have done only one possibility yet. So if I put 4 6 here, this is one complete possibility. ठीक है? Now we have to check 8 and 2 also. We have to check that 8 and 2 also. We'll do that. We'll do that one by one. देखते हैं. Okay, so I need some space. तो मैं इसको हटा देता हूँ. 4 6 को हटा के I'll put 2 8 and we'll check that. Fine. So note it down. I'm assuming you have noted it down, and this case is final. This is final. ठीक है, इसको आप नोट करके रख लो. मैं उसमें थोड़ा सा क्लियर करके I'll clear this blue part. Why blue part? Because that we had checked. That is what we had to check. ठीक. So we say that this checking done and successful. Success. ठीक है. Now we'll take another case, that is 8 plus 2. We'll take this case, 8 plus 2. Does this come out to be valid? If I put 8 here, then I'll have to put 2 here. Then 8, 4, 2. So this should be 6 here. And this cannot be 10, that is given in the question. So I cannot put 6 here. Okay? So ऊपर वाले में 2 आ चुका, 8 आ चुका, 6 यहाँ नहीं डाल सकते तो 6 डालना पड़ेगा. So what do you see? What do you see? Absolutely, Priyanshu. A little bit like Sudoku. 6 और 6 गलत हो गया. So what does that mean? This is failed. What does that mean? That means one complete case that we had earlier is the correct one. One complete case that we had earlier is the correct one. So I'll remove that green color thing that we did so that we know कि वो success नहीं हुआ, and we say that only one possibility that we have, that is 4 and 6 wala. So I'll put it back. So 4, 6, 2, 6, 8, 12, 8. Now the second case, ये तो अभी ऊपर वाला हुआ, second वाला बाकी है. ठीक है, second वाला बाकी है. So let's use the second वाला thing. Let's see. उसमें भी same possibility, same situation. We have 6, 4 here, 8 here, and 10. What are the possibilities for 10? 2 plus 8. In fact, let me use the yellow pen. That would be better. Now we are checking the second case, niche wala. Now we are checking the second case, niche wala, for Divya. For Divya, we have 2 plus 8, 4 plus 6, 6 plus 4, and 8 plus 2. But we already see 4 here, 8 here. So 6 plus 4 not possible. 8 here. So 2 plus 8 not possible. Okay, so इसमें भी वही है, 4 plus 6 and 8 plus 2. है ना? Correct. Right? I'll check 4 plus 6 first. And let's see whether it is successful or not. 4 plus 6. So I put 4. Same process. See, what happens, once you have done it, then it becomes pretty easy to check for others. So 4, 6. Now 4, 8, 6. So this should be 2. This cannot be 10. This cannot be 10. So what happens? 2 will not be here. 2 will not be here. That means 2 will have to come here. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Right? So ये वाला गलत हो गया. गलत हो गया मतलब 4, 6 is not possible. ठीक है? 4, 6 is not possible in this case. So we'll say that this is failed. And finally, just one last case, that is 8 plus 2. Check that carefully. Check that carefully, 8 plus 2. So if I have 8 plus 2, that means 8 here, 2 here. 4, 8, 2, so 6 here. This cannot, Bansal cannot be 10, so 2 cannot be here. So we have 6, 8, so 2 will be here and 4 will be here. Total will be 12, total will be 8. Is this correct? No discrepancy? Perfect. So this is success. Right? What did we do? From beginning to end, is there any calculation? No. Is there any complex logic? No. We only used elimination and we checked all cases. Checked all cases. This is not mathematical, so there cannot be a shortcut. There cannot be a shortcut. अगर कोई भी claim करता है ना, तो थोड़ा सा बेवकूफ बना रहा है. There cannot be a shortcut for this because this is about checking options. You cannot put a variable. एक जगह कर पाए because वो already given था. वो नहीं भी करते तो भी चलता. Even if you did not write x or x plus 2, it would have worked. Rijwan is saying, why again repeating? Rijwan, in the beginning only we had 2 cases for this. 2, 8 and 6, 4. तो 2 टेबल तो हमने बना दिया. फिर इसके लिए भी 4 केसेस या 2 केसेस बन रहे थे तो एक एक करके चेक किया. You will not have an option of using different colors. You will not have an option of deleting. So आपको हर बार टेबल बना के आगे बढ़ना होगा. So what do you see? Two tables you see in front of you on the screen and two tables जो हमने कट कर दिया होगा. Do you remember that? एक टेबल यहाँ पे कट किया, एक टेबल यहाँ पे कट किया. And finally we say that these are two cases, case 1 and case 2. Are you guys with me? Please respond and confirm that you understand the process till now. ऋतु रुक जाओ बच्चे, पहले हमेशा ना डेटा को रिजॉल्व कर लिया. So we have resolved the entire information set given and we clearly say that these are two full-fledged confirmed correct situations as per the information given. ठीक है ना? चलो, now let's take a look at the questions. What are the questions? Questions are in how many ways, I'll wait for your response. चलो आंसर बताओ. In how many ways they can enjoy the rights? You tell me. Rutu, you tell me. In how many ways they can enjoy the rights? Can I say the answer is 2? 1, 2. Can I say the answer is 2? First question ka answer is 2, right? Now question 2. What is the sum of the number of rides done by Bansal in all possible cases? Bansal. Number of rides Bansal in all possible cases. In case 1, Bansal 8 plus 4, 12. In case 2, Bansal 4 plus 8, 12. Wow, fantastic. क्या दिखा? केस कोई सा भी हो उसका 12 ही है. कॉम्बिनेशन डिफरेंट है. You see the combinations are different. 8 plus 4, 4 plus 8. The combination is different but the answer is the same, right? So we say 12. That's the answer of second question. ठीक है? Third question. If. So whenever we need to decide which case to use to answer the question, it would be given in the question. Always understand that. Why would anybody give a big question in CAT and then trouble you? कोई ऐसा क्यों करेगा? कोई एग्जामिनर इतनी बदमाशी क्यों करेगा? Why will they give you a question wherein they know that you will work really hard and then they will confuse you? No, they will not do that. That doesn't happen. If there is a clarity required, they will give like this. If Chirag enjoys. Okay? If it is not required, they will not give, but you will be able to understand. देखो दोनों केसेस में 12 ही था ना, तो there the clarity was not required. यशस्वी, फिर ये क्वेश्चन ही गलत है. ये दिमाग में इस तरह के सवाल नहीं आने चाहिए. What if दोनों केस डिफरेंट आता? Because I have already answered that. नहीं आएगा ना, जबरदस्ती क्यों करना? If these are the question, अच्छा ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में एग्जामिनर क्यों देता है? मस्ती करने के लिए? नहीं ना. They want you to answer it. So accordingly the information would be given. Right? Understand that part. ठीक है? So अपने दिमाग को इस तरह से भी कंट्रोल करना है. And this works for everyone. All of you need to control your mind on the way the questions are asked. The questions are not asked on your whims and fancies. Fancies के ऊपर questions नहीं होता है. Questions are hardcore based on information clearly. If there are cases, there will be a way to know like this. If there are different cases, then there will be a different way to identify which case to use. I hope it makes sense because it has to. ठीक है? Questions are always given to answer. Okay? If Chirag enjoys 2 water rides, so this tells me कि शायद दोनों को केस में अलग-अलग आंसर होगा, इसीलिए ये वाला दिया है. Chirag 2 water rides. Where is Chirag 2 water rides? Chirag 6 water rides. What does it mean? Case 1 नहीं इस्तेमाल करना है. Is it clear? Chirag 6 water rides, so case 1 नहीं देखना है. Chirag 2 water rides, so case 2 देखना है. Right? Clear हो गया अभी? And in this, what is the question? The question is, then how many dry rides are done by Anand? How many dry rides are done by Anand? So in the second case, dry rides by Anand is 4. See, once you have created your table, then anything they ask, you'll be able to answer. Right? So we have, what is it? Sorry, 4. So answer of this question will be 4. Okay. Then how many rides are enjoyed by Chirag? Type 1 if cannot be determined. Okay. How many rides are enjoyed by Chirag? Let's see. Chirag. Total it is 8. Total it is 8. Whether it is case 1 or case 2. Question क्या था? एक बार देख लो वापस से. क्वेश्चन था हाउ मेनी राइट्स आर एंजॉयड बाय चिराग, राइट? सो दिस इज 8. Whether it is case 1 or case 2, see, understand, in this question we did not need to know which case, right? Here it was required, so it was given, है ना? जहां जरूरत होगी वहां दिया होगा, वहां पे दिया होगा. क्या? Last one, how many rides are enjoyed by Chirag? Chirag is 8. Chirag enjoys 2. Then how many dry rides done by Anand? Okay. What is the sum of number of rides done by Bansal in all possible cases? What is the sum of number of rides done by Bansal in all possible cases? Number of rides done by Bansal in all possible. नहीं, 12 ही होगा. 12 ही होगा. Okay? ठीक है? Now last one. For how many friends the number of water rides is more than the number of dry rides? Water ride more than dry ride. चलो. Water ride more than dry ride. So water ride more than dry ride. नहीं है ऐसा. Water ride more than dry ride है यहाँ नहीं है. So 2 cases. Now in this one, water ride more. This one, this is not. This is not. This is. Oh, so दोनों ही situation में 2 cases. दोनों ही situation में answer of this will be, for how many friends the number of water rides is more. In both the cases, answer is 2. In both the cases that we have finalized, answer is 2. Alright? So we have done one complete set of LR, and those who are serious will do another set of data interpretation just to show how to proceed. Okay, so this is one example जहाँ पे हमने बहुत डिटेल में सारी चीज़ें की हैं. I want you to go through this. Yeah, this one. So this is a set I want you to go through and see what you understand. So now we'll take one example of data interpretation. ठीक है? I'll give you a couple of minutes just to analyze and do it. See, that's what it is very important to see. जब हम पहले ज्ञान की बातें कर रहे थे, we had 70 people in this session. But the moment we started working on the question, half the people left. And what happens, most of these people end up only asking questions. What? स्ट्रैटेजी बताओ, तैयारी कैसे करें, और वो हर जगह यही पूछेंगे. बैठ के पेपर पेन पे सॉल्व नहीं करेंगे, उनका कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Those who are willing to spend time on working instead of keep asking, मोटा मोटा everybody will give you the same information, right? If somebody has the experience of exam, will give you almost the similar information. Some cases, like me, I am very clear, this has to happen, this will not happen, because I have seen perhaps more number of times than anybody else. Okay, so I can say that कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, ऐसा ही होगा. By and large, that would be more correct as compared to anything else. That's the advantage here. Okay, so the point is, you will have to sit and do some work also. Don't just keep asking about the strategy or the information. वो हो गया. More or less information is going to be the same. Time कितना लगना चाहिए? Again, Rutu is a very wrong question. Okay, why? I'll tell you why it is a wrong question. If you're doing it for the first time, then it may take 2 hours, one set. If you're doing it for the second time, it should take 40 minutes. ऋतु and everybody else. पहली बार अगर मैं कोई सेट करता हूं तो 2 घंटे लगेंगे, यानी 120 मिनट. I should write it down. If I'm doing a set, 120 minutes for the first time. When I do the same set, second time, it should take 40 minutes. What is the proportion? Proportion समझो. 120, 40 important नहीं है. 120 and 40 are not important. Are you with me? What is important? 1/3 हो गया भैया. And when you do it again, it should take 12 to 15 minutes. And when you do it after doing 10 sets, then the set that you did was 4 to 5 minutes. You have to understand the journey of these through these 4 stages. अगर दवाई में दूध में डाल के पिला दो, ऐसा कर ले कि 2 मिनट में हो जाए, that is not possible. So let's not get into some wrong notions. We are talking about CAT exam, perhaps the best exam in the country, है ना? Right? Such a beautiful exam, so many beautiful questions, right? And we have seen it for the first time, such LR questions or something like that. If you see, तभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ, जिसने उस क्वेश्चन को या उस तरह के क्वेश्चन को पहले देखा होगा, उसको ना 120 मिनट लगेगा ना 40 मिनट लगेगा, वो शायद 12 से 15 मिनट में कर लेगा. Those who have worked for 6 months, they will be able to do it in 4-5 minutes. That is how it has to go. And you have to trust the process. If you do not trust the process will not trust you. ओके फिर जो प्रोसेस है वो आपका मजाक उड़ाएगा, वो हर बार आपको यही बोलेगा कि पिछली बार आप आए थे ना और भाग गए थे, पूरा नहीं किया था. डू आई मेक सेंस? दिस इज अ वेरी फनी थिंग बट एक्चुअली दैट्स ट्रू. इफ यू डू नॉट ट्रस्ट द प्रोसेस विल मॉक यू. ओके, सन वाला बंसल का दोनों का ऐड नहीं किया बट द स्टेटमेंट इज कंफ्यूजिंग. अगर सम करना होता तो अभिनव, अभी जो क्वेश्चन है ये, सी दिस इज अनदर प्रॉब्लम. ओके, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू पॉइंट आउट सो दैट एवरीवन अंडरस्टैंड. फोकस ऑन, ये एक बहुत, या ऐसा होता तो क्या होता. अरे भाई आर्ट्स थोड़ी चल रहा है, नो वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग फिलॉसफी. ओके, फोकस ऑन व्हाट इज देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, वर्क वन बाय वन, एंड the question that you are thinking about, it will come in the next set. Right? एक सेट करके हमारा LR का पूरा प्रिपरेशन तो होना नहीं है. We are going to target at least 200 sets during the entire preparation period. Am I making sense? तो 200 सेट में हर तरह की चीजें कवर होंगी. आज पहला सेट कर रहे हैं. That has to be the process. Okay? नहीं प्रियांशु, आई वुड नॉट आंसर दैट. अभी मत आंसर करो, बिकॉज let the process go through, let yourself go through that process of seeing everything in stages. बड़ा जरूरी है वो चीज. आप अभी पहला सेट कर रहे हो, एकदम से उसमें क्यों कुछ भी सोचोगे. ठीक है, see the way I responded to that thing, that exactly has to be outline. कट करना है, यहाँ पे खत्म करना है, यहाँ से आगे बढ़ना है, फिर खत्म करना है, फिर आगे बढ़ना है. Okay, then the learning will be proper. So anyways, let's look at this set. I'll just give you a couple of minutes on this. Just read the graph. Can you see the graph? Can you interpret what it is telling you, what it is asking you? After this DI set, we'll take, after this, we will take another set of LR if you wish. Do you wish? Do you want to do that? No, you don't have to say sorry. मैं तो सिर्फ, see, nobody has to say sorry. I am only trying to give you a way that is more simpler and clear. I do not want you to go confused after this session, at least for the question that we discussed in the class. ठीक है? Focus is the only message that I want you to understand. Okay, I'll give you another set after we have completed this. This one is an easy set. This is from data interpretation. Okay, data interpretation, which mostly involves numbers, graph, and other things, in which your export of company XYZ is maximum. So whenever you see a graph, what are the important things that you look for? You first look for a head note. सबसे पहले head note. What is it about? The information will be there, what the graph is all about. Then you have a footnote. Directly go to that footnote. Below the graph, if there is any information given, right? Here there is nothing given here. Here it says the ratio of export and import of the company. All right, let's go ahead. There is no footnote in this question. This is general list. That's how, this is the checklist that you can go for. If there is a graph, then look at axis. How the axis is defined. Like in this case, it says 2014, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So on the axis here we have years, and on x-axis we have years, and y-axis we have values. These values 0.51, 1.52, 2.5, right? And this particular set is easier. Why? Because I don't need to match with the axis. It's already given 1.25, 0.6, 1, 1.75, 2.25. तो वो भी हमें मैच करने की देखने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये वाला किधर मैच हो रहा है, ये वाला किधर मैच हो रहा है. If the values were not given, we would have matched and checked. Clear? तीसरा important thing, the information is ratio. Don't forget it is ratio. Export divide by import. This is the ratio. ठीक है? So in this question we don't have anything else. Okay? But this is the general way to check. उसके बाद अगर कुछ division वगैरह दिया है, like say color coding. Sometimes we have color coding given. Sometimes we have units. units defined like million tons, kilograms, right, centimeters, or years, or half a year, and so on and so forth. This is what may be given. ठीक है? Now, question is, which year the export of company was maximum? The data is about ratio. The question is about value. Can we find a value from a ratio? Can we find value from only ratio? Can we find value from only ratio? Apurva, you need to understand this. Which year export of company XYZ is maximum? I'll just show you. My ratio is 2.25. 2.25 ratio means 4 by, not 4, 9 by 4. That is the ratio. Ratio is 9 by 4. How do I know it is 9 by 4 or 90-40 or 900-400? Do I have any idea from the ratio? This is the question. This is the question. Which year the export of the company was maximum? ये question है. ठीक है? So we don't know from the ratio whether what is the value, right? For example, some people will say here it is 0.6. Now 0.6 का मतलब होता है 3 by 5. How do I know it is 300, 500 or 30, 50? ठीक है ना? So we don't know what exactly are the values. These are the ratios. So we cannot comment about the values. So which year is the maximum or maximum? We cannot say anything. Or we can say can't be determined. CBD. Cannot be determined. Is it clear? Please respond and tell me. I'll explain the reason once again. Ratio does not give us the value. Ratio does not give us the value. Here, out of these two, which one is larger? That we can say that this is larger. Out of these two, which one is larger? That we can say this is larger. But as compared to the other ratio, we cannot mention. We cannot compare. Is it clear? Please respond about this. मयूर, अगर आप किसी ऐसे सेशन में इस तरह के सवाल पूछोगे तो 3 साल क्या 30 साल भी सफिशिएंट नहीं होगा बेटा. अपनी अपनी एज बोलो. What's the point? So very clearly in any such session, this for others also and those who are watching recording, DI का एक क्वेश्चन चल रहा है, रेशियो की बात हो रही है, कंपैरिजन की बात हो रही है, एंड देन दिमाग आपका जा रहा है ऑन समथिंग दैट इज टोटली अनरिलेटेड. तो 3 साल नहीं 30 साल भी सफिशिएंट नहीं है. ठीक है? आई थिंक आई हैव आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन इन माय चिर परिचित अंदाज वेरी क्लियरली दैट इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन दैट वे. हाउ योर माइंड रिएक्ट्स टू सिचुएशंस and what things are coming there in your mind will not be possible. Okay, chalo, let's see. क्या बोल रहे हैं? CAT 24, now last batch of iQuanta, is this the same depth you will teach? Gaurav, this is what I always talk like. ठीक है? I am one of the faculties at iQuanta. I am one of the senior, obviously. But there is no, see, एक बात समझो, before we started about talking about the content, what was the way that I was talking? And after the content started, after the question started, what was the way that I was talking? So there is a fixed way of explanation of questions, and that is going to be like that only. Ratio matlab, ratio, जैसे A by B is a ratio. Suppose we have 4 by 6. So if you cancel, it is 2 by 3. Now if I am given with the ratio is 2 by 3, I don't know whether it is 20, 30, कहाँ से कैंसिल होके आया है वो नहीं पता. ठीक है ना? What was the original value? We don't know. Okay? So that is why I said if the ratio is 9 by 4, out of these two which one is larger? That we can check. Out of these two which one is smaller? That we can check. Okay? Out of this 3 by 5, so 5 1, ये 5 वाला बड़ा होगा. But इसमें से इसमें कौन सा बड़ा होगा? Can we say about anything about that? No, that we cannot say. Is it clear? रेशियो कैंसिल होने के बाद वैल्यू जो आती है वो आता है. ठीक है? रेशियो इज द फाइनल वैल्यू आफ्टर द कैंसिलेशन ऑफ कॉमन फैक्टर. सो व्हाट वाज द ओरिजिनल? वी कांट कंपेयर टू रेशियो डायरेक्टली अनलेस वी हैव सम मोर इंफॉर्मेशन, सपोर्टिंग इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन. ठीक है? ऋतु, अभिनव, आई होप दैट इज क्लियर. लेट्स टेक अप द सेकंड क्वेश्चन. सेकंड क्वेश्चन. In which year the difference Sir, if one starts for CAT, yeah, as I told you, I teach in the same depth. Yes, focus is the key. We can't compare two ratios. If it is given like what is given, like numerator signifies export, and then we can take, can we not do that? No, as there could be multiple ratios that can. Yes, correct. Very good, Rutu. That 2.25 is 9/4 only, na? 2.25 जो था. No, you have to understand that within the ratio we can compare. Within the ratio we can compare. For example, export import है कोई भी situation हो. When I say A is to B is 9:4, then I know very clearly that A is larger than B. It is clearly visible. Okay, 9 is larger than 4. But if there is another ratio C by D and that is 2/3. So even though the number corresponding to C is 2 and A is 9, I cannot say A is larger because I don't know whether it is 9 or 4 or 18 or 8. Do you see that? If the ratio is 9:4, it could be possible that original value is 18 and 8. And here it is 2 and 3. It is quite possible that it is 200 and 300. Then what? What will you do? So here 200 is much larger than 80. Right? So the ratio does not allow us to compare the numbers among, one value from one ratio and the other value from the other ratio. That we cannot do. Look at this question. In this question, what is happening? The difference between export and import of the company was maximum. So right now we are talking about within the same ratio. Right now we are talking about within the same ratio. है ना? Within the same ratio. Yes. Now here also the answer will be cannot be determined. Exactly the same logic just now the way we said. Here the ratio is 9/4. But I don't know whether it is 18:8, whether it is 180:80, whether it is 1800 or change something, let's say 270 and 120. Do you see that all of them are same as 9/4? If I say 1.25, 1.25 is 5/4. Right? 1.25 is 5/4. How do I know 5/4 is 50/40 or 5000/4000? So here the difference is 1000. Here the difference is 10. Here the difference is 5. Here the difference is 10. Here the difference is 100. Here the difference is 150. So can I compare? Can I say कि difference कब सबसे ज़्यादा है? Can I compare कि difference कब सबसे ज़्यादा है? ठीक है ना? I hope this makes sense यार. कितना simple छोटी छोटी चीज़ें है ना? Difference between export and import is minimum. There is no basis of comparison. Among the ratios, there is no basis of comparison. Okay? Yeah, this one also. This also cannot be determined. Yes, absolutely. I cannot compare the difference between export and export minimum because I need the difference here and the difference here, uska comparison. How do I know that? The difference could be 50 and 150 here, or the difference could be 515 here. है ना? दोनों हो सकता है. So I will not be able to answer. Here also the answer is, so till now all three questions answer cannot be determined. अब आप बोलोगे ऐसा कैसे? Yes, it is possible. Just to tell you, I have removed some of the information. जो इधर नीचे एक्स्ट्रा दिया हुआ था वो मैंने हटा दिया, तो अब क्वेश्चंस के आंसर बदल गए. Do you get that? ठीक है? So that also means that if I had given some relation of progressiveness of export or progressiveness of import, then the questions would have been very easy to calculate. Can you relate to that? Can you respond and tell me and confirm you understood what I just said? For example, अगर मैंने बोला होता that import increases every year. Just for example, if import increases or import doubles every year, अगर मैंने ऐसा बता दिया doubles every year, then will you be able to answer something? Then something, पूरा नहीं, अभी भी पूरा नहीं. You will be able to answer about comparison, which one is larger, smaller, ये बता पाओगे. But what is the value, वो अभी भी नहीं बता पाओगे. With the help of this information, you will still not be able to talk about the value. Cannot be determined. But you will be able to talk about comparison. Do you see that? So comparison and value दो अलग अलग चीजें. How to treat that? This is what I have just tried to make you understand. कि comparison will be able to answer with the help of import doubles. Value अभी भी नहीं पता. ठीक है? And with this, if I give you another information, import of, let's say 2015 is $18 billion. $18 billion. अब जरा बताओ, if I give you any one of them, this information and this one, then what will happen? Then you will be able to answer everything. Because by going backwards, you will be able to find, half करके, और आगे जाना है तो double करके. सबका import आ जाता, ratio is given, सबका export आ जाता. Are you with me on this? Do you understand how a set of DI is created? Then the value can be found. Yes. So one value and one relation of across the year, if that is known, you will be able to answer everything after that. Okay? All right, just take a look at another question on this. Now forget it. This I gave you just to make it clear. अब इसको भूल जाओ. Okay? Now this question. This one. Can you answer this? Can you answer this? Yes. So बताइए क्या है? In which year import is maximum? Okay, I'll just give you a minute more, है ना? थोड़ा जल्दी हो रहा है तो I'll give you one more minute. You can answer when you are done. Just for example, percentage calculate करने के लिए क्या करते हैं? A by B into 100. This is what we do. Just identify what is the base and which is the item that you need to compare with base. What is the base and what is the item that you need to compare? This probably can be done. This can be done. We don't need a value, we need a comparison. How do you calculate percentage? Percentage is just like this, A by B. And incidentally here it is given, the ratios are given, export upon import. What is the question? With which year import is maximum percentage of export? यानी हमें क्या करना है? Import divide by export into 100. This is what we have to do. Import by export into 100. This is what we have to do. And this is given. The ratio of export and import is given. Uska ulta. The question is giving you the ratio of export and import. Right? Just take the opposite of it. Now 0.6, that is 3 by 5. So to answer this question, we'll take 5 by 3 into 100. And that is 166.66%. All right? Then 1.25 is 5 by 4. That is export upon import. So import upon export will be 4 by 5. And 4 by 5, that would mean 80%. For 2014, it is 1. So 1 मतलब 1 by 1. उल्टा करेंगे तो भी 1 by 1. That would mean 100%. All right? 2015 it is 1.75. 1.75 is 7 by 4. वापिस उल्टा करो 4 by 7 into 100 and that is 57%, 57.14%. And the last one 2.25, that is 9 by 4. उल्टा कर दो 4 by 9 into 100, and that is 44.44%. Listen to me once again. In the chart, in the table, the ratio is of export upon import. Export upon import. ये पूछा है. Sorry, ये दिया हुआ है. Okay? And here it says import upon export. Question is asking about import upon export. So whatever ratio you get from here, uska ulta kar do and then into 100. Now out of all of this, which one is the largest? 166. Now with a little bit of practice, you would know that whatever was the smallest, ulta karenge to wahi largest banega. So clearly the smallest was this one, so largest would be opposite of this. And that would be 166. So answer should be 2012. This is the correct answer of this question. Is it clear? Please respond and tell me. I'll just check if there is any doubt. Export import अलग से बताया होता तो we could have answered easily, I guess. No, this is the easiest way. यहाँ से भी दिख ही रहा है ना. The ratio is given for export is to import. We have taken import is to export. हाँ बेटा, तो वो ही जाएगा. ठीक है. Fantastic. Fantastic. Nice. We'll just take a look at one more question. No, this is done. ठीक है. So I'll give you one more set here, as I said. Right, and just take a screenshot of this. I want you to solve it, and you can get connected with me on iQuanta CAT preparation Facebook page. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can connect to me. This is the page that we have, iQuanta CAT preparation. Take a screenshot of this, solve it, and send the answers here. You can tag me. Okay, my name is Raj Kumar Jha. ठीक है? चलो, now tell me any question if you have. अब अभी focus हिला सकते हो थोड़ा सा. Okay, I think we are done with the academic part of it. You can ask me anything. I'll be here for 5 more minutes. Before we end the session, you can ask me any question. Please go ahead. Or not 5 minutes, as much as you want. बताइए. Any question out of the syllabus, out of work, out of the academic thing, or anything related to the exam preparation, quant, LRDI? You can ask me. I'll be very happy to answer. Yeah, Ritu, I just said, connect to me on Facebook, iQuanta CAT preparation. है ना? You can always connect to me there and I'll answer there. Right? So how was the session? Give your feedback now. How did you find out? Okay, can I see how many people attended the whole session? How many of you attended whole session? Abhinav says, I joined in batch 2, so I directly started from LR. So when to do DI backlog? थोड़ा थोड़ा करके ना, Abhinav, parallelly ही करना होगा. Start doing it parallelly, slowly. Okay? Maybe 2 sets in a day. That would be really good to start with. Right, Abhinav? पूरा एक बार में फोड़ने की कोशिश नहीं करना. And if it is a difficult set, then 1 set. But make sure that you do 1 set. फिर वो मेरा वाला rule. आपको पता है ना मेरा attitude कैसा रहता है. If you have attended any of my class, you would know that. What is the logic behind it? I do 1 set and then I'll do it, then only I'll go and sleep. That's how it has to be. That's what I keep saying. Intent, attitude, वैसा वाला चाहिए. है ना? Not but for कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है, ठीक है. So I hope I've answered your question, Abhinav. Try to do 2 sets in a day, otherwise 1 if it is big, है ना? But 1 करके ही सोना फिर. उससे क्या होगा? इससे कुछ भी हो जाए, 1 सेट मतलब महीने में 30 सेट, नेक्स्ट मंथ में 2 कर देंगे तो 60. So by the time you end, you will be able to finish around 180-200 sets, and that is good enough. बहुत simple calculation है. 200 sets for DILR is real good. What topic to start with? Caselets. ऋतु puzzles से start करो because they are easier to understand. But उसमें भी do not go for big puzzles. For example, the puzzles that we did today, it is the medium category. Okay? So to start with, you should go with very easy because वो बहुत आसानी से हर कोई कर लेता है. If you know how to read the sentence, if you know how to read English, you will be able to do that. So better is to start from there. Caselets उसके बाद. ठीक है, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि पजल्स थोड़े से आसान होते हैं समझना, दे गिव यू एन ओवरऑल थॉट प्रोसेस आइडिया, सोचना कैसे, रुकना कहाँ पे है, टेबल कैसे बनाना है, चार्ट कैसे बनाना है, एलिमिनेट कैसे करना है. सी एलिमिनेशन इज द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू नीड टू लर्न, दैट्स द होल पॉइंट. वो जब कर लेते हो तो एलिमिनेशन आप मेंटली भी कर पाओगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन द टेबल यू सॉ सम ऑफ द प्लेसेस आई रोट कि 2 नहीं हो सकता, 8 नहीं हो सकता, है ना, तो वो मेंटली कर सकते हैं क्या, दैट वुड बी द लाइक अल्टीमेट गोल. बट उसमें टारगेट वो होना चाहिए, नहीं हुआ तो कोई बात नहीं है, बिकॉज उससे पहले भी बहुत अच्छे परसेंटाइल आ सकता है उस लेवल तक पहुंचे बिना भी. अपूर्वा, इट इज अ DILR सेशन, या एंड 25, 26, 27 कोई भी टारगेट हो, it is going to be useful only because the fundamental concept that we talked about, they are not pertaining to any year, है कि नहीं. We talked about process, we talked about getting into that mold कि हम क्या क्या सीख सकते हैं, कैसे कैसे सीख सकते हैं, क्या स्पीड होनी चाहिए, क्या एटीट्यूड होना चाहिए. So that was the idea. So it is, yes, I think today it was announced as a 25 target year students, but it is useful for everyone. Anyone who is watching it should be able to take something out of it, है ना. Okay, any other question? Okay, anything else? Yeah, I could not read how was this session about quant. आप ही classes लोगे. I teach both quant and DILR, है ना. I teach both. Thank you, thank you. Question समझने में ही प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. रिजवान, इट इज पहले 25-30 सेट्स तक ये प्रॉब्लम आएगा ना, बिकॉज परहैप्स यू आर डूइंग इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. Okay, so just keep doing it, है ना. नहीं, that is, don't worry about that, that is a part of complete practice. Quant as for the first time क्या approach होना चाहिए. I would say start with arithmetic, उसमें 8, 9, 10th का arithmetic revise कर लो. I have already given that list, percentage, profit, loss, ratio, proportion and ratios, परसेंटेज, प्रॉफिट, लॉस, रेशियो, प्रोपोर्शन एंड एक और कौन सा था, क्या हो गया ना 4, राइट. सो उनको रिवाइज करो एंड फिर वहाँ से. हर्ष, आई विल ऑलवेज से दैट क्वेश्चन इज नॉट करेक्ट, बिकॉज इफ देर इज एनी थिंग दैट कम्स टू योर माइंड that is it possible to get 99, then answer is no. What is the correct approach? I will get 99, let's see how much I am able to do. That is the correct approach. And then what chapter, what questions and so on. So question को ठीक करेंगे, है ना. फिर ये पहले ही बोल रहा है नॉन इंजीनियर, तो फिर तो पकड़ के पिटाई करनी चाहिए, एग्जाम ही मत दो. यू आर ऑलरेडी टेलिंग योर सेल्फ कि भैया मैं बहुत बेचारा गरीब आदमी, मैं कैसे कर लूँगा. आई मीन गरीब एज इन दैट जोक पार्ट ऑफ इट, ठीक है, वो मत करो ना. तुम खुद ही बोल रहे हो कि आई एम नॉन इंजीनियर, आई एम मेल, आई एम दिस, आई एम दैट, दिस इज जुलाई. सो वो एनर्जी कहाँ से आएगी. पहले तो एनर्जी बनाओ कि ओके लेट मी ट्राई, आई ट्राई फॉर 99, लेट्स सी हाउ मच आई एम एबल टू रीच. टू डू 99 आई नीड टू डू 30 चैप्टर्स. उस 30 में से आज मैं 1 या 2 चैप्टर करूँगा. कैन वी डू दैट हर्ष? विल दैट वर्क और कैन इट वर्क कि हम आज 1 चैप्टर करें, कल 1 चैप्टर करें एंड सो ऑन. हाँ खुशी, हम मैथिली बाजे छी कनी मनी, बट बहुत फ्लुएंटली नहीं बोल पाता हूँ. नॉट ओनली DLR बट इवन इन क्वांट टू. मोहम्मद रिजवान, मुझे ये बताओ तुमने कैट प्रिपरेशन के लिए आज तक कितने घंटे लगाए हैं, तभी मैं आंसर कर पाऊंगा. बिकॉज आप जो भी चीज़ें पूछ रहे हो उसके में से आधे से ज़्यादा चीज़ों का कोई सेंस नहीं बन रहा, तो मुझे उसको क्लियर करना है. सो इफ़ यू रियली फील टू गेट द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दैट क्वेश्चन, मुझे ये बताओ आज तक कैट प्रिपरेशन के लिए कितने घंटे काम किया है. एंड दिस विल हेल्प अदर्स ऑल्सो टू अंडरस्टैंड. घबराओ मत, डरो मत. शुरू किया होगा तो मैं जानना चाहता हूँ 5 घंटे, 10 घंटे, 50 घंटे, 100 घंटे, अंदाजे से बताओ. हाउ मेनी आवर्स हैव यू स्पेंट ऑन कैट प्रिपरेशन? हाउ मेनी आवर्स हैव यू स्पेंट ऑन कैट प्रिपरेशन, है ना. तो उसके बाद ही इस तरह के सवालों के आंसर हो सकते हैं. बिकॉज अदरवाइज क्या होगा, हवा में सवाल पूछ रहे हो, जवाब भी यूजलेस ही होगा. हाँ, सो ओके, आप अगर नहीं बताना चाहते कोई बात नहीं, मत बताओ. आई विल टेल यू, अज्यूमिंग if you have spent total of 100 hours, if you have spent total of 100 hours on preparation of quant and DILR till now in your life, इस तरह का कोई सवाल दिमाग में आना ही नहीं चाहिए, है ना. because when I say 100 hours it means you have done around 2 chapters or 3 chapters. बाकी अगर 100 से कम है तब तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. First you make sure that you do basics of all the chapters. ठीक है? हाँ, तो अभी मतलब अच्छा, ओके ठीक, तो ये सब सवाल मत आने दो बच्चे. पहले you do basic concepts of all chapters. That is going to take around 150 hours, 200 hours. पहले वो पूरा करो, ठीक है? Then जब बेसिक करोगे, रिपीट करोगे, सॉल्यूशन के साथ करोगे, I mean 30 hours में मैं क्या ही बता दूंगा यार, हाँ, what can I tell you? ठीक है, I hope you understand. I hope the message is clear to everyone, right? First you do work for at least 150 hours combined for maths and DILR, quant and DILR. That means 70-80 hours for both. 70-80 hours का मतलब होता है महीना, 1.5 महीना, है ना? 1 month, 1.5 month on each one of them. Then you see how much are you able to do. Focus on the basic questions first. Basic questions first. Okay, ठीक है, चलो. So I think I have taken all the doubts. I dream है मेरा, I am अहमदाबाद का, so last chance है मेरे पास, so panic कर जाता हूँ. Okay, ठीक है, see, देखो, it is, end of the day, it is just an exam, right? It's a big exam. Will it be able to change your life? It will be able to give to some direction to your life. Yes, correct. Okay. What other thing that you can do? You can study. You can't do anything else. पढ़ाई के अलावा आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते हो. डर के या किसी से बातचीत से अगर परेशानी होती है, फैमिली और ये सब, again that is not going to help. What is going to help? Think about that. What is going to help you? I think working a little bit on a few questions, on a few topics, that is the only thing that is going to help you. I am facing this problem, that problem. Rijwan also, तुम्हारे लिए भी बोल रहा हूँ बच्चा, that I have this trouble or I'm not able to understand the topic. It is not going to help you. What is going to help you is pick up 10 questions, try on your own. If you are able to do, great. If not, solution check करो. Solution check करके हुआ, उस 10 में से 4 तो हो ही जाएंगे, 5 तो हो ही जाएंगे, उनको छोड़ दो. Mark the remaining 5 questions. 5 days, 6 days later, go back to those questions. Make it a system, make it a habit, and उसको फिर दोबारा करो. Next time you will see that वो पांचों या तो हो जाएंगे या problems उसमें से 1-2 में ही रहेगा. That is the process that you need to follow. If you are not able, बहुत clearly सबके लिए बता रहा हूँ. If you are not able to do it, do a question. Please go to the solution, check it, read it carefully, do it again and at the same time. Then revise it after a week. This is exactly the process that you have to follow. It is not necessary that even after reading the chapter, you will be able to do every question. इस myth से बाहर निकलो, इस मिथ्या से बाहर निकलो. ठीक है? Are you guys with me? बहुत genuine idea, suggestion या जो भी बोलो इसको. If you are, even after completion of concepts of chapter, if you are not able to do a question, it is nothing wrong. कुछ बुरा नहीं हो रहा, कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है, आप सॉल्यूशन देखिए, उसमें से सॉल्व कीजिए, उसको समझने की कोशिश कीजिए, देख लीजिए कि आपने कहाँ गलती की और उसको उस वक्त के लिए छोड़ दीजिए. एक हफ्ते बाद दोबारा उसको रिवाइज कीजिए. देयर विल बी अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस एंड जस्ट कीप डूइंग दिस टिल व्हाट, टिल द टाइम इट बिकम्स बेटर. प्लीज स्टॉप आस्किंग कि होगा कि नहीं होगा, हो जाएगा कि नहीं होगा. Some people may do it with 10 questions, some people will need more than 100 questions, right? And there is nothing wrong with anyone. जिसको 100 क्वेश्चन लग रहे हैं, जिसको ज़्यादा समय लग रहा है, उसके साथ कुछ खराबी नहीं है. वो उसकी एबिलिटी है, उसकी क्षमता है, धीरे धीरे उसको बढ़ाएगा, बढ़ाने का काम करेगा. क्वेश्चन करेगा तो नहीं होगा, है ना? Am I making sense to you guys? Does it help you? Okay, great session. Thank you so much. I hope it helps. All right, children, so we'll close the session here. Priyanshu says, I totally enjoyed. Good, yaar. Thank you, brother. Take care. Rijwan, Harsh, I hope it helps you reduce your anxiety and focus on the primary work. Always remember daily target, weekly target. Small things, small work, small targets you need to work upon. All right, so I'm going to end the session. I'll see you soon in the classes, right? Yeah, I'll be taking classes of both LRDI and Quant as per the schedule that is prepared, combined. So I'm going to end the session now. Thank you so much. Take care. Eat healthy. Stay healthy. That's the perhaps most important part. Okay? How do we end the session? Where is it? One second. How do we end the session? edit, learn more. Okay, it is still running.